You are welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to our channel. Edo State is still in the news when expanding Stella Obasanjo Hospital. One consultant was paid 937 million naira for just consultancy. Who said so? Kashim Afegbua, a member of the Asset Verification Committee in Edo State, recently discussed a problem related to the Stella Obasanjo Hospital project in the state. During the time that Godwin Obaseki was the governor, he expressed worries about how the funds were being handled while there was an effort to expand the hospital. Afegwa stated in a video shared by TVC that a consultant was paid an astonishing amount of 937 million naira, which is almost 1 billion naira, simply for overseeing and supervising the construction processes during the execution of the project. He stated that a large sum of money was set aside only for consulting services, while trained civil service professionals and inspectors were not included in the project. According to Afegwa, they were trying to expand Stella Obasanjo Hospital, and during the process, one consultant was paid 937 million naira, which is almost a billion naira for just consultancy of supervising and leaving the civil service professionals and inspectors out of the entire transaction. However, if the APC had not won the election in Edo, the Edo civil service would have collapsed. Well, that's a submission of Mr. Kashim Afegbua. And the last time I checked, the state is a continuum. Edo State Civil Service, I don't think, as he has placed it, will collapse because that is exaggeration. But be it as it may, the message he wants to pass across is clear. That we can see that those who we entrusted with the seat of power and administration in Nigeria oftentimes at the umpteenth time misuse the opportunity. This is a clear case here that an hospital that is not going to take more than, I don't know whether it's going to take sit up to about 1,000 people or 500 people, will now be, a lot of money will be wasted given to consultancy purposes. Of course, we know democracy, some of the bane and the weakness of democracy is this area of unnecessary inflation of money and corruption that it engendered easily. And if nobody is looking at the books, most of the time it is swept under carpet, the water will just flow under the river and is gone. But in this situation that Governor Monday Okpebholo decided to establish a asset verification committee to look into the situations of things in the state that he just inherited, I think the onus lies on him to always, inform the public about things like this. I say kudos to him also for him setting up such a committee, and the committee is doing its job appropriately. But then there must be a warning here. I hope the committee is not trying to witch hunt the immediate past administration or all the previous administrations, because it's a two-way thing. The person in charge of that administration may mean well, whilst people under him will decide to begin to do all these funny things. But be it as it may, he's the one that brought them on board, that put them in power. He too is going to face the music. He will need to bear the brunt. But then we don't want to lose the track of the singular fact that it shouldn't be done for which hunting purposes. No, this asset verification committee should try as much as possible to do things on merit, and when they come to the public to give account, they should also give it on merit, without sentiment, without wish hunting, without emotion, without adding anything to it. You can present it to the people the way the situation is and allow the populace to judge accordingly, because our voters cards are with us and we are bound to use it whenever the time comes, especially based on the judgment we have upon every information or the situation that is, available to us. We won't say that, we will have to say that, but then be it as it may, we want to still say kudos to this very asset verification committee. Very good. And we want them to continue and then to make necessary corrections. Like we said, leave witch hunting. But then if it is a clear case of stealing, of course, they should send information to the necessary quarters whereby those people can be go after, and then they ask them to do what? To release whatever is in their hand. They should go after them. Probably you send the law enforcement agents against them. Now they release the commonwealth of the people they have stolen or they have taken illegally. That's very, very important. But then we should also understand that while they are bringing out these verifications and helping the new government to see this reality, they should also suggest to the state government and give good submission about how the government can as well also block every loophole and make sure that this situation that happen in a particular administration does not repeat itself in this own administration. This is very, very important. We need to really, really make sure that they give these suggestions to the government, because it's not only trying to verify this asset and tell the government this is the stand, this is what the government has, and they should be able to tell the government to make sure that they don't leave Edo State in a bad shape the way they met it. At least they should be able to make sure that by the time this administration is winding up, they should leave Edo State in a better shape than the way he or she, the people in the administration met the administration or the state, making sure that the overall where it needs is required, and also making sure that this kind of situation of giving close to R1 billion to consultants for a project that is not even up to R1 billion or R2 billion, and making sure that all these things didn't repeat itself again in the history of the state anymore. Not only that, the current administration can decide to put some frameworks or machinery in place to make sure that all those loopholes will be blocked. There will be no reason for anybody to steal. There will be no crack again for forgery, for stealing, for corruption, as the general word now may be. And to also make sure that the real things are given to the people, right dividends of democracy are delivered to the people of Edo State. And at the end of it all, of course, all these committees that are also doing this thing, they should be able to also at the end of the day not themselves corner anything, because at this point in time nobody is to be trusted with anything in quote now, as they are also trying to help the state government to dig out some of the facts and figures. They should also make sure they come clean at the end of the day, because it is their duty, yes, to suggest to government where to go after those who are stealing. And I hope nobody will come and influence them and try to shake their pockets in quotes now in the local balance, so as to shut their mouth not to talk on some things. They should be able to come plainly and speak truly, even concerning every situation they see, to the state government, and then let them take the necessary the government now action concerning the situation at hand. If it has to do with the civil servants, of course necessary deterrence should be taken against them. And if it is has to do with politicians too, of course they know what to do. And that is how Edo State can move forward and get better. Don't forget to like our station, subscribe, and make sure you keep sharing.